My girlfriend recently mentioned I needed to make a good impression on her friends. I didn't expect that to mean footing a dinner bill north of $2000. Still, I kept my composure, smiled, and reached for my card, only for everything to unravel from there. Just a week earlier, I was feeling pretty confident about our 8-month relationship. Vera, my girlfriend, had been hyping up this dinner, calling it a big step. "You're finally meeting my core crew," she said. It felt like a milestone moment. She chose the restaurant, Cascadia, a high-end place, and made it seem like my only job was to dress sharp and show up. When the night came, I walked in wearing my best. Vera was already at the table with 5 of her friends. Right away, the energy felt off, like I was being sized up. "Ladies, this is Trent. Trent, the squad," she said, gesturing around. They were mid-meal already, half-finished starters, a few glasses of wine in. One of them commented, "Hope you don't mind, we started a bit early." The conversation felt more like a job interview than a casual dinner. They asked about what I did for work, where I lived, what car I drove. Each answer got exchanged glances. Then one friend, Maddox, smirked and said, "So Vera says you're generous." That's when I noticed they were ordering like there was no cap: lobster, wagyu, expensive wines. One woman even ordered 2 mains. I kept mentally tallying the cost, trying to stay calm. I figured, hey, maybe this is just a one-time thing. But when the check arrived, over $2,100, and was casually slid toward me by Vera, everything clicked. "You weren't expecting the girls to pay, were you?" she said with a laugh, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Everyone stared at me. I realized then, this was a setup. I didn't flinch. Just handed over my card. Then came the waiter. "Sorry, sir, your card's been declined." My stomach dropped. I checked my bank app, $87 in checking. I'd just moved most of my funds into savings for better interest and forgot to transfer them back. I calmly explained the situation. Vera looked mortified. "You don't keep $2,000 in checking?" she asked. "No, but the money's there, just not tonight." The waiter suggested splitting the bill. Suddenly the mood flipped. Everyone had an excuse. No wallet, thought Vera was covering, left their card at home. Vera pulled me aside outside and started yelling. "You embarrassed me. I told them you were a provider. You were supposed to prove it tonight." I was stunned. "You never told me this was a $2000 loyalty test." She screamed that being a man meant paying. That's how relationships worked, according to her. I asked when I'd agreed to bankroll her entire friend group. She said now she'd have to dip into rent money because I decided to be cheap. Then she stormed back inside. From the car, I watched them argue and count bills. It took them half an hour to scrape the payment together. Later, I started getting messages, not from Vera, but her friends. Insults. "You're pathetic. Vera deserves better. Small dick energy." I blocked them all. I checked Vera's Instagram out of curiosity. There it was. A story before dinner. Let's see if he passes the test. Other posts bragged about dating only high-value men and putting them through tests. She had TikToks too. If he wanted to, he would. My girls and I don't pay for dates. That dinner? It wasn't about introductions. It was a trap. I left a comment on her story. "Failed your test, but passed mine." She blocked me. 3 days later, I got a Venmo request for $354.57. "Your share from Friday," the note said, "since you couldn't be a man." I declined. She sent another. Then started texting me from a new number. "You owe me. My friends think I'm dating a loser." I reminded her she chose the restaurant, invited the group, and ordered the food. Why would I owe anything? She blew up. Called me 20 times, left angry voicemails, accused me of being a thief. Told me I'd never find another woman like her. That line made me laugh. I hoped she was right. Then something unexpected happened. A message came from a woman named Bethany. "Just a heads up about Vera," she wrote. Turns out, Vera had pulled the same stunt on her ex. A nearly identical situation. The Meet the Friends dinner was actually a scheme. He paid almost $1,800 and was dumped soon after for lacking ambition. Bethany explained that Vera and her friends run these setups regularly. It's not just dinner. They extract gifts, meals, money. There's even a group chat where they share info on new marks. My photo, job, and car had all been discussed before I even met them. One message said, "This one might be smart. Testing Friday." After the dinner, failed. Had to pay myself. This wasn't a test of my character. It was manipulation. A con. And in the end, I'm grateful I didn't pass. Maddox even posted something about how men without money don't deserve her time. Another friend mocked me by name. But the real shock? Bethany wasn't the only one. Turns out, several other exes had found each other and connected the dots. There's a whole group of people trying to warn others. They even keep a spreadsheet. 23 victims over 2 years. Over $50,000 taken through the same act. Honestly, it blew my mind. I asked Bethany why no one had spoken out sooner. I once got caught up with a woman named Vera, who turned out to be nothing but trouble. When I stopped giving her money, things escalated quickly. She had a guy named Marco start calling me with threatening messages. Claimed to be her brother, but I later found out he wasn't. He tried to intimidate me, demanding I pay what I owed, even though I didn't owe a dime. Vera was upset I'd cut her off, and Marco said he didn't like seeing her unhappy. I told him maybe she should stop manipulating people. Marco accused me of being the scammer, bringing up an old incident where my card declined at dinner. Then the threats got worse, mentions of my car, my job, things got real fast. That's when I decided I wasn't playing anymore. See, Vera made 2 major errors. First, she left a digital trail. Second, she forgot I work in IT. I gathered everything. Screenshots of Vera bragging on Instagram, TikToks where she explained her scamming tactics, WhatsApp convos, Venmo receipts, and even the threatening messages. I dug deeper. Found out Marco's real name was Felix, an ex she still had wrapped around her finger. A quick search led me to his real Facebook profile. But the real goldmine? Vera's LinkedIn. She was actively applying for jobs, selling herself as some kind of communication expert. So, I created a simple website, **datescamalot.com**. Uploaded all the evidence. I didn't post full names, but I shared just enough that if anyone searched her name and city, they'd find the truth. Then I hit her where it hurt. Vera had been writing off those luxury dinners as business expenses. I had screenshots from her group chat with her bragging about it. That's tax fraud. So I anonymously tipped off the IRS with the receipts. They took it seriously. But I wasn't done. Remember the fancy restaurant Cascadia? They had security footage and a manager who'd had it with that group's antics, sending food back after half-eating it, making up complaints to dodge the bill. I offered a statement, and so did a few others. We got Vera and her whole crew banned. Cascadia is part of a restaurant group with 7 other upscale spots. Banned from all of them. Things began to unravel fast. She made it to the final rounds of 2 job interviews. Both fell through. Likely because that website popped up when her name got searched. The IRS came after her for back taxes, about $3,000 plus penalties. Her scam circle collapsed. Maddox accused someone of leaking messages. Vera blamed Shay, and Shay blamed Vera for not deleting receipts. Total implosion. As for Felix? Ghosted me as soon as I let him know I'd uncovered his identity. 3 months later, karma had done its work. Vera was unemployed, back living with her parents, and working a mall kiosk selling phone cases. Tried to rebrand herself online as a victim of financial abuse, posting sob stories about being manipulated with money. But the internet wasn't buying it. Her old videos teaching people how to scam for dinners resurfaced, and people started calling her out. She got hit again by the IRS, this time, $4,200 in penalties. Had to sell off her luxury bags to pay it. Even posted a tearful video that became a local meme. Her scam crew was gone. Maddox tried restarting the grift solo. Got exposed immediately. Someone even started a Facebook group dedicated to flagging date scammers. It now has over 400 members. Anytime someone tries to pull that nonsense, their face ends up there. Surprisingly, Shay messaged me to apologize. Said she got caught up in the whole thing and is now in therapy. Good for her, I guess. Restaurants started comparing notes. They realized it wasn't just Vera's group doing this. So now there's a quiet watch list of known scammers in the city, nicknamed the test table list. Meanwhile, I met someone new. On our first date, she insisted on paying her share. I offered to cover it, and she replied, "No thanks. I have my own money. I'm dating you, not your bank account." That moment was a breath of fresh air. Vera made one last desperate move, sent me a bill for $10,000 for emotional damages due to the website. I replied with a screenshot of her own TikTok, "Know your worth. Never accept less than you deserve." She blocked me after that. The website is still live. Gets about 100 hits a month. Every so often, someone messages me thanking me for the heads up. It saved them. Funny how the best $87.50 I ever didn't spend on her ended up saving me so much more. And the wildest part? They mocked me for only having $87.50 in my checking account, as if being financially cautious was shameful. Meanwhile, they were bouncing rent checks and pretending to live large. Somehow, I was the broke one. Their entitlement was next level. They thought a gourmet dinner was their birthright just for showing up. And when guys stopped footing the bill, they cried financial abuse. At least Vera's learning. Word is, someone saw her at Applebee's recently, splitting the check. Growth.